All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Get Back. It is a Sunday night edition of the Get Back. I am your host, Luis Fletcher. I am joined by Daniel, the one and only, and we have Jessica here as well.
Hi, you just can't see my face, but I'm coming soon. Don't worry.
Yes. Now, we went to a baseball game on Friday. Another one for the boys. We went to it was a Mets game. They played the Reds. It was a firework night. It's fantastic, right? Weather was nice. The food's amazing. Listen, Citi Field is the greatest stadium in New York. Um, Greatest baseball stadium in the United States of America. I don't know what they got in like Japan or anything, so I'm not even gonna mention them. But in America, in the United States, give me Citi Field over any baseball stadium out there.
Can you explain why you think Citi Field is the greatest stadium that ever exists?
I mean, when the food is $20 for a chicken curry patty stuffed in between cocoa bread with mint chutney and peppercorn sauce with some coleslaw on top, and it's as big as my head, and that's $20. You got it. You got a deal. You got me. That already is great, right? The baseball. Look, I'm not a Mets fan. All right, so I ain't gonna comment on the baseball. Respectfully, I'm a Yankees fan. I'm wearing a Jeter shirt right now. But Jeter would appreciate good food. And the food in Citi Field is absolutely banging. It goes so stupid. You got Pat LaFrida's. You got Shake Shack. You got I'm just naming all the new stuff. I'm not even naming the old stuff that's been there, right? You got Wok and Roll. You got kimchi fried rice. You got the chicken curry patty, as I just mentioned, right? All of these things is a culmination of why Citi Field is amazing, right? The vibe is great. It's flashy. It's pretty cool. Like they light up the field, all nice colors. The animation's cool, but the food. When I don't feel like I'm getting ripped off paying a lot of money for food, that's how you know it's banging.
So, I'll say this and I'll play devil's advocate a little bit. You've only been to two baseball stadiums that I know of in your lifetime: Yankee Stadium and Citi Field.
Yes.
Okay? So, you're coming at this without trying 28 other stadium foods.
I don't need
And
to. I don't need to. I don't need to. Where am I going to
Did we
get?
hear about the other stadium foods,
None.
Daniel?
None. We don't.
Well, I'm just saying there are other stadiums out there that are more iconic and are a lot more of a visual, really beautiful place to watch baseball than Citi Field. Citi Field is great, and it is a really beautiful place, and it is a really, really beautiful stadium. I think MSG is the best stadium in New York, hands down. I'm going to defend that till the Gills come home. I think Citi Field is right below it in terms of how the atmosphere is and how good it is. It's better than MetLife. Uh, it's better than whatever the fuck the Islanders got. Better than a lot of other stadiums here, right? But with that being said, you have Wrigley, you have Chavez Ravine, you have Petco Park, you have PNC Park, you have the Giants play, you have Safeco Field, you have a lot of really other great stadiums in baseball that I think we should at least experience once before we cast Citi Field as the greatest stadium of all time.
Never. I don't need to. The food is just too good, Daniel, and it goes a long way, right? When I'm going to a place, right?
You only say that because you haven't been to these other places yet.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Hey. New York is better, all right? Just off of that, the stadium's already better just because of where it is, all right? I'm just saying.
I will say, too,
Hmm.
that Citi Field has great food. I'm a baseball traditionalist. I consider myself that.
Fair enough.
I'm perfectly fine with my regular burger, my regular fries, and my beer, and sitting down. The
Perfectly
fancy stuff,
fine.
the new stuff, the exotic stuff, for as a Met fan who wants to watch the game and just watch the game and look at my team play terrible baseball for 9 innings, I'm humbled with my burger, fries, and beer.
But you know what it is?
So,
You know what it is? It's not even just the burger and fries. It's fucking Shake Shack. That's how you.
which is a good.
That's how you fucking know City Field is nice. No other stadiums got City Field in there. No what? Not what? Huh? No other stadiums got
No,
Shake
pretty
Shack.
much
Yeah, I can't
You don't
even
know
find my
that.
words.
There's Shake Shack all over the country, no? You don't think other stadiums have a Shake Shack?
Jess, I'm gonna need you to just blindly agree with me here, because
I'm saying,
it's
I'm saying,
fantastic.
as you two as Yankee fans who aren't there for the experience of the baseball, you're there for the experience of the stadium and the atmosphere. You two come
Yes.
at it differently than how I look at it,
Okay.
Fair enough.
right?
But I ain't gonna
So
lie. These places in San Francisco, they're not touching the food.
you don't know that.
I don't
I don't
know.
need to
You
know that.
said you said San Francisco Levi Stadium's got like
No. We're just talking baseball. We're just talking baseball.
baseball.
Just
Baseball.
baseball,
I'm like, okay.
right? If we're talking about like the football stadiums, maybe is a different story, but that's a different category.
Look, there's a lot of football stadiums that clear MetLife Stadium. Let's get that out of the way. MetLife Stadium
Yeah.
is not a good place to watch football.
No, it's not.
Clearly, it's a better place to watch hockey than football. That's all I'm gonna say.
It would probably be Levi Stadium, probably the best, and then SoFi
Honestly,
seems pretty cool.
yeah, SoFi seems pretty cool.
I would want to go to Heinz Field just to like experience that. Now it
I
will
would
be
want
like 10 degrees, but it'll be
it
cool.
would be fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind going to like Soldier Field in Chicago, or we gotta do Lambeau. At least
I would do Soldier Field and I would definitely do Lambeau.
Ooh, Minnesota Vikings Stadium is probably real nice on the inside.
I want to go to a dome just to see what the differences were in indoor football stadium, because I want to see how different it is compared to outdoors.
Yeah, because we only would, especially here, we only experience outdoor football.
Yeah, and outdoor baseball.
Imagine it's just, you walk in there, right? You're bringing your coat from the outside, right? And then it's just like 70 degrees. Nice, AC
Nice
a little
calm.
bit. Nice fan going. It's like, ooh, this is nice. I don't even think they're
I don't gotta
sweating on the
bring
field.
oversized coat.
Pretty sweet.
No.
But do they have good food though? That's
That's the main question.
no, nobody will know. But City Field, when I tell you guys that I can't go to Yankee Stadium anymore and watch baseball, it's
You
hard
have to
now.
stop it.
It's hard. It's hard now. When the food is that
I think they
I'm
have don't they have
encapsulated.
a Nathan's in Yankee Stadium?
Nathan, stop. Cut it out. What are we talking
I'm,
about?
I mean,
What are we talking about? A Nathan's? Is that what we're comparing this to? Is that what we're
that's
doing
what's
this?
available. What do you want?
I want what City
That's
Field
what's
has on the
available.
menu. What does Yankee Stadium have other than garlic fries?
When's the last time we actually went to Yankee Stadium to watch a baseball game? We keep going to watch the damn soccer game, so they don't have everything open when it's for the soccer game.
We don't have a choice on that matter. Okay.
That is true, but
Our stadium comes up in 2 years. Then we'll be the judge.
also I've been to Yankee Stadium many times. Their food very limited. Garlic fries is the best thing. Trash.
I'm looking for food that's filling, right? That I could make one-time purchase and I don't have to move for the rest of the game. That's what I'm looking for. When I'm getting food at a game, that's what I'm looking for.
Bugging. City Field's the best. City Field's best. I just need to get that off my chest because I feel so passionately about that food, yo. I'm telling you, man. Yo, shout out to Big Daddy Steve, bruh. Cause
If you were a Met fan, you'd be a problem. You know that, right?
that brother knows what he's doing, man. Hey,
If
I hate the team, but the stadium's fire. So
you literally live half an hour away by train, so you would be there every day if you were. You have season tickets, 100%. You would have season tickets in the upper deck for dirt cheap, and you would just go there for the food every other weekend.
I would. I'm telling you, it's the food that's the biggest. It's driving me to want to go there more.
I will say, I did have their lobster rolls.
Boston?
How was it?
Bad.
It
It was
was
a lot
bad.
of money, but it wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
Oh,
He
it
said
wasn't
good.
bad.
I mean, it's not top of my list. Those fucking egg rolls. I don't know. I don't know what was in them. Those egg rolls were fucking good. Egg rolls were fucking good.
Yeah, did you get the cinnamon one?
I did. I was next to somebody who was shoving food in my face. I was next to a problem. I can't sit next to that person because he just kept shoving food in my face.
Lewis?
I'm like, no, Beanish.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
That's right. And
Like, I would try over.
Daniel's trying to
Here's
sit.
tomato soup.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the grilled cheese. Here's a Verrazano roll. Here's a roll with buffalo chicken. Here's a cinnamon bun. Like, what?
Here's Kamichi rice.
Here's what? But I will say, one more thing and then we'll go. When I went on Saturday, they were retirement day. Great day. Fantastic day. Terrible baseball. Great day, though. It wasn't too hot, but I was going to get water. I was going to get ice cream for me and my dad, right? And I'm on the line. I'm like, you know what? The ice cream here, it's good. It's soft, but like it's very filling and like it's very like it's like too soft. It's a problem. Like it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't need that much. Like we need like a little bit. But then I saw this. Minute Maid frozen lemonade for $6. A cup about that big. The greatest thing I've ever had in my entire life. I could eat 20 of those Minute Maid lemonade cups. It wasn't frozen. It was soft. You could eat it with a spoon. It was like a custard. And what was great about it is that it melted. And then once it melted a little bit, you can drink it like it was actual lemonade. The greatest thing on the menu, and you get it from a regular stand. I'm done. Like that's it. Like that is now the go-to.
This
is a Shake Shack burger and a Minute Maid frozen lemonade.
This is why no other stadium compares. No other.
No other.
They have what? Oh, fries and tendies. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm more highbrow. I'm more sophisticated with my food. I'm sorry.
I think it's unfair to say it's the best.
It is the best. It literally got voted the best food menu 3 years in a row. Everybody else thinks it's the best. I'm going to start saying it's the best.
Okay.
Just say your opinion comes with an asterisk a little bit because you haven't tried the other stadium food.
I don't need to.
Okay.
I don't need to.
Okay.
I don't need to.
Okay.
There's no point in trying the other stadium food. Like, because I know I'm going to be ripped off. I know I am. But City Field, they make you feel good even though they ravage your pockets. But you know, they like rubbing your back, you know, giving you a massage on the shoulders.
It's like Yankee Stadium. They don't have goons at the fucking bars. I don't think so.
Hey, man.
Those sons of bitches. I'll never go back to Yankee Stadium just for that.
Hey, there we go. We're winning, boys. We're 2 for 2.
Hey. Hey.
We gotta go back, of course, but god damn it, I'm not getting anything to drink from there ever again. I can't trust them. I should write them a letter.
There you go. Now you're talking.
Write them a letter. What's the letter gonna say? Hi, you gypped me for $50. How dare
And
you?
I feel like your bartenders overstepped their boundaries by fucking reaching over for my card before I was ready to hand it over and swipe my shit before I could look at the fucking screen.
Yo, son, that
See,
so
City
funny.
Field will ask you to take your money before they take your money and spend $1,000. Yankee Stadium will just take your money.
Yeah. No, but then they'll be like, "Oh, but we're legacy." Whoa,
Yeah,
calm down.
yeah.
Calm down.
For you guys, it's worth it, right? Because legacy. You're at Yankee Stadium. Ooh,
When the food ain't ooh, I'm sorry, can't give it to you. You know what I mean? Shout out to City Field, but it was a good time on Friday. Real good time,
yep.
and they had a nice
Service
fireworks
was
show
great.
too.
Guest services too was fantastic at City Field.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's a really great attendance. Shout out Barbara, she was great.
Shout out Barb's.
Yes, thank you, Barbara. Thank you for everyone who helped us at City Field.
Yeah, for sure. Now, let's get into the division wheel. Daniel,
Yes, sir.
let's pull it up. Pull it up.
All right, so we got 4 divisions left. We have the AFC North, the AFC North, the NFC North, the AFC West, and the NFC West. Let's see what we're gonna get today. And it's the AFC North. This is a good division. There it is.
Well, I think, there's a specific quarterback now that plays in this division now. So it's going to be quite interesting. All right.
It'll only be interesting if he's doing well.
All right. So let's start from bottom up. So this is the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. Let's start with the Browns. I mean, terrible year.
They're awful.
I mean, they're not good.
They're real bad.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, there's not much to say about the Browns.
Yeah.
They did sign Myles Garrett. That was a positive.
After he said he wanted to leave. But, that money talks. I mean, the Browns are
They
just...
drafted Shador Sanders. They had their second round pick arrested. Shador almost got arrested. And Joe Flacco's their quarterback.
Look, I think it'll be ridiculous if people have high hopes this year. Let's just see if they're better than last year. That's it. They're not going to be fantastic. They're not going to run through the rest of the division. But we need to see if they're at least better than last year. That's their goal, is to just be better. That could mean win one more game. That could mean way better quarterback play. That could mean maybe just an improved defense. They just need to be better. I think they have too many things going on for them to get work this season, and they're gonna be no. They got too many things to figure out. So I think they just need to it's the building year.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree as well. They got rid of, or they're trying to start the process of having a new era there, right? They signed Deshaun Watson to that big contract. They have still a pretty decent defense, all things considered. And Jameis Winston just threw the heck out of the ball last year. Just Jerry Jeudy had a good year. I guess just get younger for this team. That's what I would be trying to do. Just get younger. Fuck getting better right now. Just try to get younger, right? Get more money off the books, Deshaun Watson, and try to find some new hope for the future. Because obviously, the regime you had last year and the year before obviously ain't working. So you're gonna have to get some new players in here, some new blood, and try to rewrite the script all over again. It's pretty much all they could do. at this point. They were awful last year, horrendous, even with Jameis Winston at the quarterback position. I think they even won. I think they beat the Ravens as well last year for one of their wins, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was the Browns or the Bengals. It was one of the. I remember it was a snow game.
I
It was like a
vividly
Thursday
remember
night
that.
snow game.
Let me see. Did they beat?
Um,
Who they beat?
yeah, they beat the Browns. Yeah, they beat the Browns, and they
Oh,
lost. They beat.
this one, October 27th, 2024. They beat the Ravens. I remember watching this game. I remember that.
Yeah, and they beat the Steelers too.
I mean,
Yeah, I
this
remember.
division is just crazy. They had a crazy shootout with the Broncos. I mean, they were just a very awful team that got two pretty solid-ish wins. Yeah, they beat the Jaguars too. That's not saying much. I mean, you beat the Ravens and then you beat the Steelers. Like, clearly you can beat these good enough teams in your division. But can you be a playoff team? Can you be an 8-win, 9-win, 10-win team? No, you can't.
No.
You're going to be that team that upsets a really good team on this 1 week in like week 11.
Right.
And that's all you're going to be. But I don't know. Maybe maybe they could be all right.
Well, I think their big problem is that are they going? Is Joe Flacco going to last the whole season, and are they going to turn to Sanders or Dylan Gabriel? That's a big decision they have to make this year, because you could very easily tank, and all of a sudden we're looking at another rookie quarterback coming out of the draft. Whether that's Arch Manning or not, we'll see. But that's going to be their big question: is one of the two quarterbacks that they did draft, one kind of was forced by their own hand, are they going to be the quarterback of the future? So, and those fans are going to be pretty much begging to see it. But if those two aren't ready, that could be a detriment to their career very early on. So, I think there's a lot of problems going around that, if you can get something from one of those two guys at quarterback, I think you could look at this year as somewhat of a positive. But I think regardless, you're still drafting quarterback first overall pick next year, regardless. If the likelihood they're going to get it, they're going to get it. But the Browns have just been awful. And like their culture has been their culture did a 180 to a 180 to a 180. It just has not been good. And we're back to where they were, it's literally like before Baker, during Baker, and after Baker. You could spot where the success was and what happened when it was over.
Yep. You know what? Shout out to Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna glaze him a little bit here, because you brought up his name.
You know what? This is my fault, guys. This is my fault. I brought it up.
That was the last time they had any success. Was with Baker Mayfield. They won a playoff game. I mean, holy shit. I mean, at one point the Browns were like this team where we're like, oh shit, they got some real good talent right here. They got a good defensive line, cornerbacks looking all right. They were looking pretty scary, and then it just all fell off a cliff once they decided to get rid of Baker Mayfield and then go for Deshaun Watson and just pay a boatload of money for inconsistent play, injured play, and also convicted play at that point. And I'm looking at their schedule coming up. They'll be a 3-win team again. Maybe 4. Maybe. On a good day. Like, they're obviously in the AFC North, so obviously it's very hard to win games there because you're already playing 3 of the best teams in the AFC. But then you're playing the Lions, the Vikings, the Packers, right? Like, the Bills, the Bears. Like, you're not facing good teams. You're not facing like bad teams.
Yeah, lesser teams.
You're sure, you play the Raiders, but they're better than you right now. Sure, you play the 49ers, but I think they're better than you right now. You play the Patriots. Are they better than you right now? Maybe. You may beat the Dolphins on October 19th by like 1 score. Sure, why not? But overall, if this team could get anything out of this year, it would to be like, okay, who looks better, Dylan Gabriel or Shadur Sanders?
Exactly.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only thing you have going from this year. And Myles Garrett will get 22 sacks. What?
The money, man.
The money spoke. You know, when push came to shove, they gave him the money.
Facts, man. Shout out to Myles Garrett, though. I mean, he didn't want to be there, and then they were like, "How about $40 million?" And he was like, "Sign me up, coach."
I don't need a Super Bowl. We're good. I don't need to be on a winning team. Don't worry about me.
You're gonna turn down $40 million?
No.
Can we be honest about this?
No, you're not.
No.
Well, then we can't really blame him. He just can't cry about a Super Bowl anymore.
True.
Until he's 38, then he can ride some team's coattails.
True. But you know who probably will start crying about not winning Super Bowls in the next coming years? It's the Cincinnati Bengals. They had their chance against the Rams. Joked. And last year, this offense was prolific. You had Jamar Chase, Triple Crown. T. Higgins got paid, had a really good year. Joe Burrow, MVP season if they would have made the playoffs. Guaranteed, I feel like.
Like,
And
he was
remember-
amazing. I die.
But remember, they were screwed out of the playoff spot, according to Jessica. By the
I
Chiefs.
didn't say they were necessarily screwed. I said
You had a vendetta
No.
against it.
because I believe the Chiefs did what they could to make sure that they didn't see the Bengals, but I do think that it's the Bengals' fault that they did not get to the playoffs.
That's fair. And you're right, it was their fault. Their defense was awful. And
Yeah, they fucked it up.
when
And I think the Chiefs were just like, we're going to make sure that you just don't get it.
because listen, like if they would have gotten into the playoffs by hook or by crook, they would have gave any team a really tough game.
Yeah.
Like when that offense is that prolific and you just can't get a stop. You can't put a tissue to the nose to stop the bleeding. Oh, it hurts my heart to see.
I mean, it's such a strange season to talk about because, like, you can't say, like, it was that bad of a year because they were a game away from the playoff spot, right? And they probably should have been
I
there.
mean, in
regardless.
hindsight, yeah, 2020, you're like, okay, they weren't like dog shit, but they were fuck ups. We can say that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
They were
they were,
wasters.
but like, there were clearly problems with this team that were obvious what the problems were. But like, it's hard to really point like there's no like major, like, I guess there's still a major issue, but it's like you still feel this team has a chance and a window open that if they're able to fix a couple of things, they're right back in a Super Bowl hunt, right? And that's what makes this kind of a weird team to talk about because like you still got Joe Burrow, you re-signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins somehow. You know, you have the stuff with Trey Hendrickson going on, but you have a lot of drama off the field as well, you know? So it's like your defense, you didn't improve at all. You know, you didn't get better there. Your offense is still your offense. There's no like, to me at least, they didn't do enough in this offseason to show improvement that they're willing to dedicate a lot to this defense, which you needed to do. And they're just saying, we're going to run it back next year and see what happens. And that we do think that we'll get that extra win or that extra 2 wins that gets into that wild card spot or that playoff spot.
But that's the thing. Why are you reaching for an extra win to get a wild card? You have Joe Burrow. You should not be coming into the back door like that. That's what's making this a disappointing ride right now. Because it's like, why are you clawing? You don't need to. Why are you clawing? I just feel like they're underperforming major.
But
And I think we have to stop being like, oh, just take the wild card. They're too fucking like, come on, too good. He's too good to be a wild card person for the next 5 years.
But Jess, do you think that it's more so on the organization or as on the team playing awful? Because if the organization isn't getting pieces to make both sides of the ball competent, how can we be upset at the offensive side when they're trying their best to just keep up in games?
Well,
Because
I'm not upset at the offense. I just feel like, I mean, you're right. You're right. If they don't have the pieces, they're gonna only all they can do is really struggle to get there because they don't have enough to truly be like, well, they're gonna be at least first or second seed, But I I'm the only one that think this is like asinine. That this is like,
No, because I get where you're coming from. Like you know, Burrow's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, and that we should be talking about him as a Super Bowl contender, not a wild card threat. But when you look at the team and how it's constructed, you could just see the faults and you can see where they will mess up.
let me ask
And
you a question then. So I feel like this. They obviously believe in each other because the ones who they were able to resign, they did. They didn't clamor out of here, right? They could have been like, no, we don't want to be here. We don't think they could have easily, like, I don't want to say easily, but they didn't have to fight the front office for these contracts. They could have left, but they all agreed to resign. And they're still asking to be signed there. So I think within the team, they trust each other enough, but there's something else that's missing. And maybe that's a better coach. I don't know.
that's
Because
fair.
why
Because
would you? Why? Because if you're Jamar Chase and do you really want to stay there if you think that team is shit? If you really think that, okay, I don't think this. Don't you think he would have left and gone somewhere else that has better Super Bowl promises for someone with his talent? Someone would have paid for him. So I feel like for him to decide to resign and then the other receiver resign, and Burrow isn't talking about leaving at all. He sounds like he's ready to stay there. So it's like if everyone is okay with staying there, then they can't be too far gone.
I feel like with the offense specifically, they're probably saying to themselves, "Dog, we had our best season ever. We were one game away from the playoffs, dude. If a couple other things go our way, if our defense just makes a couple stops in these couple games, we're easily in the playoffs every single year. And then once we get there, it's only one game, and that's it. And we know that we could put up numbers and we could put up points. And they've already been to the Super Bowl together, so they probably have that familiarity and that trust to be like, okay, we know what it takes to get there. We don't know what it takes to win it, but we know what it takes to get there."
But is this the majority of the team that went to that Super Bowl before? That was a few years ago. Are most of those players still here?
Yeah,
Still there?
for the most part,
I would think
besides
so.
like the
The key
defense,
pieces.
the key pieces, the defense has like dramatically dropped off. But in terms of the offense, they still have their core three of Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. They still had Joe Mixon there. They didn't really have Chase Brown, but still, apples and oranges. Like, it's a fruit. They'll be fine.
So I think two things, right? I think there's the point that this team was close. They played a lot of close games. I was looking at their schedule from last year. They lost like 5 games by 7 points or less, you know. So they were right there. And it's not like this team was playing bad. They played really good teams really well. They beat the Ravens, they beat the Broncos, beat the Cowboys. Like they beat good teams. Like this wasn't a bad Bengals team last year. And I think the point is like, you could run it back, but when you run it back, you also have to make improvements. You have to make roster improvements. You have to make your team somewhat, at least a nudge better. And I just don't feel the Bengals did that or are warranted enough to say we could run it back with the same team and expect the same result or a different result, right? Maybe they'll get into a wild card. Maybe they'll win the division. This team could go a number of different directions, right? And I think what you have this year is a set of expectations, and I think there's a lot of pressure on Zach Taylor this year to really deliver on something. Because he's kind of been skating by a little bit, and he didn't make the playoffs last year, but he got the best out of this offense, that's for sure. He's a great offensive mind, but this defense was terrible. And to play football, you need to play offense and defense. So it's up to, the expectation of this team is that they have to at least be in the playoffs, if not advance out of the wild card round. At least, right? That's how good this team is. If Zach Taylor can't do that, he's not the guy.
Yeah.
And for right now, he hasn't been the guy for this team. So he's really, I put him and Mike McDaniel in the same conversation of that this is really going to be their most important years. That if they don't get off to good starts, they could be gone by December or maybe November. Like these need to be right now, win now teams, and the Bengals need to win now. And if they're not winning now, they're not doing that in the future with Zach Taylor. So you have to make that instant change because you cannot waste these years of Burrow and Chase and Higgins when they already committed to you. And I just feel like as an organization, they didn't commit enough to this defense to improve it enough to where I can warrant them saying then they could win this division with that defense. They can't. They just can't. They'll lose enough games that they won't win the division with defense. That's where I see their biggest fault being. Is that they focus, they're going to go all out on offense, but you also need to stop the bleeding, and they won't stop the bleeding enough against the really high-scoring teams as well, and they won't win those dogfights. They just won't.
Yeah.
So I think this Bengals team is really good. I think they're right there, but I think this was your offseason to take advantage of that, and they didn't, and they still have problems that they didn't address. So while they are maybe better, to me, they're not Super Bowl contenders yet.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And when I'm looking at the schedule, right, they play the Browns, Jaguars, start off the year. All right, we're looking at 2-0, boys. Then
You should.
You should. Then they go on a little bit of a stretch where, like, ooh, this is a tough-ass stretch. They got the Vikings, Broncos, Lions, Packers, Steelers, Jets, Bears, Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Cardinals, Browns. That's tough. That's tough. That's like what? That's at least like a 13 stretch of games where you're like, ooh, I don't know, Jim. This could go either way. Could they be 9-8 or could they be 7-10? Right? Like this,
It's entirely possible.
Yeah.
Like it's entirely possible that this team could be a 7-win team. Think about that. Like if it gets to that point, everyone's got to go.
I think they fire Zach Taylor if that happens. Yeah. At that point.
I think they fire Zach Taylor if they miss the playoffs again. I think if they're 9-8 and miss the playoffs, they're. I think if they make the playoffs at 9-8 or like 10-7, and they get bounced in the first round, he's also fired. I think the expectations are that high. Like I think they have to get out of the first round this year from to keep his job.
That would be interesting because then it would be like, well, who do they hire at that point? I guess we'll see when if we get to that point.
If we get to that point, yeah.
That would be really interesting because like, who do you bring in to try to regain that trust from the star players? You know what I mean? So that would be quite interesting.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're an organization and your expectations are to win a Super Bowl, and you get bounced out of the first round, if your name's not Mike Tomlin, you ain't staying.
Speaking of Mike Tomlin, we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. Let's go, baby.
This, to me, is the most interesting team in football. Not even this division, in football.
I mean,
I think you want to Band-Aid off?
I think I know why they're pretty interesting. I mean, they signed somebody in the offseason who, some may say no, not TJ Watt. Some may say he's he's cool. He's a California kid, right? A legend in the sport.
Will Smith?
No, not that guy. He likes to go to like Egypt and like the rainforests and retreats and stuff. He's a pretty chill dude, all things considered.
Does it rhyme with Baron Dodgers?
It indeed does. It's Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, formerly known as the Jets quarterback. They said, get out of here. And then he took years, pretty much, or what it felt like, to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now he's going to be their starting quarterback. They traded George Pickens for DK, and they pretty much kind of just they got DK, and then they just traded Pickens. They were like, all right, we just kind of upgraded there. And then they did that move because they wanted to re-sign TJ Watt. And they did. I mean, we could talk about it right now. I mean, he's the highest paid non-quarterback football player in the history of the sport. I think he did it the first time he had his contract. He did it once. Now he's doing it again. So, like, honestly, he's a monster. He's going into the Hall of Fame, whether we like it or not. And without him, this defense is not the same. It's just not. So, as long as TJ Watt's on the field, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is always going to be a good defense. Now, whether they can win in the playoffs is a different story. But when it comes to that regular season, that defense is going to be a problem, especially with the additions that they're adding, right? They added Jalen Ramsey as well to that defense, and then they already have a decently young secondary, right? They added Darius Slay to that mix. So they're getting a good mix of veterans and those young guys coming in, and their D-line's still good. Their front seven's good. Their back end has gotten a lot better. Now it's on the offense to be able to carry that load, because a lot of the times when we're watching Steelers football, the offense is like meh. It's meh. But so the defense has to do a lot of heavy lifting. So if I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers and I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and Jalen Warren, and Calvin Austin, and now Jonnu Smith, who got traded there as well, I'm looking at them and I'm like, listen, you have to try to alleviate some pressure off this defense, because A, we're going to win more games that way, and B, we want to be healthy for when we even get to the playoffs. We don't want to be tired because we've been saving your ass the whole entire year.
Yeah, I mean, TJ Watt is probably like the most important player on that team. He's the heartbeat and soul of that team. He got paid a lot of money, $123 million, $108 guaranteed. And I think that defense is still going to be great. I think it's better than it was last year, especially in the secondary. And if there's one thing Mike Tomlin's going to do, he's going to coach a good defense. So I'm not worried about that. And look, I'm going to say what I said about the Jets last year about this offense. It just needs to be good enough. It doesn't have to be elite. It doesn't have to be spectacular. Just good enough to win games. Can Aaron Rodgers be good enough? Who knows? He's playing on grass now, so maybe that'll change something in, right? He's not
He
wearing
needs
green
to play
anymore.
good enough. I mean, he's got no choice but to play better than. I mean, statistically speaking, he didn't play terrible last year. It's not like he was dog crap. But he has to make an impact. You have to, like, they didn't get you just like, you have to make some type of impact. You have to be the clutch player if it comes down to it. You have to get that spark back that you had, like, maybe just 5 years ago when you were still a Green Bay Packer. Like, he needs to shine a little bit. He really does. And I hope he really didn't take this last year just to be mid, to be mediocre. That's what you came back for?
But honestly, I think a mid Aaron Rodgers could be good enough.
Especially, you know what? Yeah, because the Steelers, they make Mason Rudolph damn near a playoff quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers just played mid football all season long, the Steelers are winning 10 games. Easy. It's not even fair at this point. They're making the playoffs. If Aaron Rodgers plays mid football with that defense, they're winning 10 games without a question. If Aaron Rodgers has the same stats that he put up with the Jets last year. For the Steelers next year, they're winning 10 to 11 games, and they're fighting for first place in that division.
We'll see.
I mean, because look, you look at their schedule, right? You play the Jets, right? Got this. I mean, what a great way to start the season.
What a great way to start. That's gonna be at the W schedule makers right there.
Yeah.
That's how you start a year off.
They knew what they were doing with that one. They were cooking, right? You got they got the Steelers. Then you got Then you got the Seahawks. Got the Patriots, Vikings, Browns, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Bears, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Browns, Ravens. Right? Now, when you look at the schedule, you could be like,
it's objectively not an easy schedule.
It's not
easy.
It's not easy at all. And you look at it, you're like, the Steelers should have a losing record. Wrong. They won't have a losing record. I can almost guarantee you that. I think that they'll beat the Seahawks. I think that they could beat the Packers. I think they could beat the Bears. Right? Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Right? I think that they could potentially give the Bengals a run for their money in at least one of those games. Give the Ravens a run for their money in one of those games. Right? All they need to do is split the division. And I think they beat the Browns twice, obviously. So, boom, that's already, 4 games? All you need to do is win, 6 more? You can find those 6 wins in this schedule.
And you want to know what else, too, that we're kind of overlooking? He's got a good coach. He's got a coach who will actually coach and prepare this team well. Like, Mike Tomlin's a great fit for him. It's that old school mentality coach that just knows how to win football games. That in and of itself will get him wins.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, because I think he generally does have respect for Mike Tomlin. More respect than he had for Saleh. And I wonder what made him not respect Saleh. Because he went into the Jets very high on him. And very high on the team. And then by the end of it, he seemed like he was very he was all right. So I wonder, I don't know what that disconnect was between them, but I think Mike Tomlin is good. He's got the personality to deal with someone who's very peculiar. Like Ron.
Aaron Rodgers peculiar? No way.
No way. That guy's the epitome of normal, right? I mean, he's just
that guy just loves Earth,
he's
man.
He's just a chill guy.
The guy loves our world, you know?
He really just be chilling for real. He doesn't really do much other than just play football and vibes with the boys, right? Like, he's a chill guy.
But I also think, too, we have to remember he's going to be 42, 43. So the expectation should not be that high for him. He's an old man. So we're going to have to see how he comes out because he may have an old man body. Who knows?
Hey, look, if Big Ben in this offense was doing some decent stuff, I think Aaron Rodgers with at least way more mobility than him will be just fine. I think he'll be okay. Right? And now we are going to be talking about the team that is probably, if we're all in agreement on this, going to take the division again, potentially. The Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, man, it's not even a regular season thing anymore with this team. It's a playoff thing. Literally nothing I can say for this team right now will mean anything towards the regular season. They're going to be a good team during the regular season. They will be good teams during the regular season. When it comes to the playoffs, will they be successful? Under Lamar Jackson, they have not. Now they've gotten progressively better pretty much almost each year that Lamar Jackson's been the starting quarterback. they still haven't gotten over the hump of not making the Super Bowl. So we could talk about this team during the regular season. We could talk about their schedule. They're going to be a good team. I feel like we're all in agreement on that. I think they're going to, if not win the division, probably be like second by like a game off. And they're going to make the playoffs. And we hope that they don't fail. Because that's the only thing that's bringing me down about this team is like, man, they're so good in the regular season. They beat up on teams. And then once the playoffs come, they just mistake, turnover, fumble, can't catch the ball, taking sacks when you don't need to when you're in field goal range already, and just playing kind of down to their competition. But not even, because the other teams are pretty good too. So I hope the Ravens could be
Well,
good.
then I think that means you have to question just how great are they then. That when it comes to the playoffs, you go kaput. So it's like, are they really a great team? Are they really? Lamar Jackson's great. He's great.
They're a
But are
great
they
regular
really
season
great?
team. But
Yeah, in the regular season. But does that make you a great? I feel like great teams find a way to get better and find a way to survive the playoffs, find a way to make it to the AFC Championship, make it to the Super Bowl. Like, are they as great as we believe they are?
But you see,
Are they as great as their potential? Are they?
and
Are they?
and that's the question with this damn football team. That's what it is, because we know that they're good, but can they reach their fullest potential? And they haven't done that in what, 4 years, 5 years? It just hasn't.
It's been a long
It's
time.
been a long
I
time.
will say this: this is their greatest expectation year, by all standards. Like, I was looking at it on FanDuel real quick. They have the best Super Bowl odds right now. The best. They're a plus 650. The Bills are behind them, then the Eagles, then the Chiefs. That's how they're viewing this Raven team right now. That
Where
they
do
are the
these people
team
think
making.
that? Why do they think that?
That's how it's going. That's how they're being viewed as they are a Super Bowl team. That's their expectation. And that comes with how great of a team they are, right? They've earned that. But they haven't proven that, right? They have big
How
hiccups
do
and
you
big
earn it
games.
but not prove it?
Well, you earn it because you're a great regular team, but you're a terrible playoff team. Like, that's how you earn it. Like, the Bengals have a different expectation than the Ravens do. The Bengals expectation is to make the playoffs, right? The Raven expectation is to win a Super Bowl, right? Like, that's the difference between the two of them right now. The Ravens have to at least appear in a Super Bowl for them to meet their expectations. If they don't do that, it's considered a colossal failure again for the third straight year. Because now we're going on 3 straight years of this, where they've been considered Super Bowl contenders and they haven't lived up to those expectations. Either they run into the Bills or they run into their own head, right? So for them, they have to get over both of those hurdles, get into the Super Bowl, where we consider them to be a great team, right? And that's where you're right, Jess, because they are. You can say you're a great team until you prove it, and they haven't proven it at all. So I think this team is good. They were, if Mark Andrews didn't have Butterfingers at the goal line, they probably play the Chiefs. Maybe they beat the Chiefs. Maybe, we don't know. But they were that close, and we're never gonna know how that game would have went if they were on their path to the Super Bowl. But they still have all their pieces. They still got a bit younger. They still have Lamar Jackson. They're still in this race, and they're still considered one of the best teams in the AFC. So it's hard to really say, like, it's hard to give any comment about what you're going to expect from them, because the expectations are so high that they're right there with the Bills and the Chiefs, and the AFC is so stacked that it's like you can't really say they're the best team in the AFC, but they're going to compete for it. Like, they're going to be in those games. It's going to come down to millimeters to decide between the two teams. Like, it's close. But if we're talking in the division, they're the best team in the division. There's no doubt about that. But when push comes to shove, can they beat the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers? Maybe. but sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. What do you do, Jim?
I don't know. You got to get rid of the coach. Can't get it done anymore. This ain't his era. I don't know.
I do think, and I'm saying this about a lot of coaches this year, that this is the year they have to do it. There could be a lot of coaches fired by the end of the season, but Harbaugh has to
No,
be the one.
they may keep him. He may be the next Tomlin. I don't think they have any. I don't think they're getting rid of him. They can lose this year and next year. I think they only fire him if they have a lose. If they don't make it to the playoffs, then he'll be considered. But I think as long as he's getting into the playoffs, they're not gonna. They're not gonna fire.
You think so?
How long has he been there, coach?
Since
18 years.
Yeah,
he's been
he's
there for a
already
while.
yeah, he's not going down. No, they're perfectly. But to be honest, 18 years. He does have a Super Bowl because they won a few years ago, right? Yeah. So okay. And what was that? 2012. What was that?
I believe so. Around
I
there.
think it was 2012.
Whenever Colin Kaepernick was good.
So that's over 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So if you didn't, the reason why I say he's gonna keep his job because no other, how many places keep coaches for past 4 years if you don't make it to the playoffs or if you keep losing the first round? Like, there's a high turnover rate, and you're still there after you and Tomlin. It's like, yeah, they're not getting rid of him. Lamar Jackson will be traded before they get rid of coach. Lamar would ask for a trade.
That is a very bad thing to be as an organization. To give up your star player to just let him walk before you would give up your coach. I get it. It's cool. It's a cute story, but not practical, unfortunately.
No, I mean, I don't know. You don't know how things turn out because if they keep doing this, I mean, frustration's going to come up from somewhere. Someone's got to leave. Someone's got to leave.
Yeah. Like, because the Super Bowl window is still really open, but like the window's open, but there's a screen. Like when you open the actual window, there's a screen right there. That's just like, and they keep trying to fly out there, and then boom. Oh, the Chiefs.
And there's
again.
another screen.
Oh, boom.
And there's another
The
screen.
Bills. Oh, boom.
And there's another. There's the Chiefs.
Oh, boom.
There's
Bills
the Chargers.
again. Oh, boom.
Yeah, so how long do you think, like, Lamar, I'm not saying he's going to demand, but he may demand a new coach. I mean, how long are you going to put up with that? You're just going to, like, I don't know. I mean,
I think the problem is that.
I would be bitching at somebody at some point.
But I think him and Harbaugh have a great relationship. I think that's the thing. Like you've never heard you never heard either one complain about the other. You've never heard either one of them really say, they have a difference of opinion. They're both hot-headed guys. They both think the same way. They both know what they're doing and what they want to do on offense. So, and that's where like I kind of see it would be more of like an organizational thing than it would come from the players. Because he's been there for 18 years. He's never had any problems with his locker room. He's never had any problems with his team and how organized they are. Like, he's still a great coach. But when it comes to meeting expectations, if you don't meet those expectations that are set on your team for multiple years, then the organization has to make a decision where it's like, maybe we have to get a different guy in here for a different voice just to change things up because we're wasting a window.
Well, when are they going to, I mean, I get that. Yeah, and they're right. But it's like, a Super Bowl window ain't going to be open forever.
That's my point. So they have to make a decision where it's like, how long are we keeping with the same voice when we feel like we're right there? But if we have a different voice and different ideas and a different mentality, we might be able to get over that hump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think they will. I think he's going to be there for a long time.
I agree with you, but I would not put it past them to fire him if they don't make the Super Bowl this year. I wouldn't. I think that's totally on the table.
All right. So now we're going to go with official standing predictions for the AFC North. I think that when I say my standing predictions, I think we'll pretty much all be in agreement. So I'll start from worst to first. Browns, Bengals, Steelers, Ravens. Boom.
I will. I
Why are we
agree.
doing worse to first? I don't want to think that. It's a headache.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and Browns. First to worst. There you go. But I will add the caveat. I do think the Bengals get into the playoffs on a 9-win season. I will say that.
That's fair. Jess, what do you think?
I was gonna say something ridiculous, but I'm like,
Should have
been
put the
burned
Bengals
by
up.
like
Oh, she was going
before.
for the Bengals at one. She was going for the
Should have put the
Bengals
Bengals
at
up
one.
first.
You guys know me too well, but no, they're not gonna. I'm not gonna put them at number one. But I would say it would be Ravens, Bengals,
There we go.
Steelers,
Ooh.
and then the Browns. I think the Bengals do get better, and I'm sorry. I think A-Rod is great and the Steelers are great, but I think if the Bengals defense does get a little bit better and Joe has another season like that, they're gonna wipe away the Steelers. Like, they're not gonna be like that's no. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna be in the same.
Is the Steelers still get into the playoffs?
Yeah, yeah, but they're not gonna be number two. They're gonna be number three.
Son, it's crazy because if you give Joe Burrow just a middle of the pack defense, you're winning like 11 games. It's crazy because that's all you need. It's just
And
They
you know
these,
the
don't
key is
have
for him.
that. They
The key
don't
for
have
him is to the key for him is to stay healthy and to have another great season. He has, like not unfortunately, but it's like he has to be this good for like the next 4, 5, 6 years. Like he
Yeah.
cannot digress. He cannot. You have to be because your first few years have been kind of like bumpy. You had the injury, you missed the playoffs. It's like the remainder of your prime, which would be like I would do, like maybe 5, 6. Like it has to be that your prime.
yeah. And what's
Because I
crazy,
think, like you said, the organization is not going to give you everything you need all the time, so it's going to be on you.
and also like injured his first year, then the next year went to a fucking Super Bowl. That shit is crazy. Ain't that shit crazy? Like I don't know what it is, but like I guess like he put himself in those conversations to be talked about as a top 3 quarterback in the league, just off of his second year, pretty much. So now that the team is like bad, I guess like people aren't as high on him as a quarterback, but then he shut all that shit down, but they still ain't even make the playoffs last year. So it's like, god damn, what more does he have to do to
That's what
try
I'm
to
saying.
get
He
over the hump?
literally can't do more. How many fucking touchdowns? Like he can't have you. You want him to throw 6,000 yards? Like what is like? Play both sides. Like you want him to be the fucking corn, like the safety too. Like I don't like. No, I feel like he can't be any better. He just needs to stay good as he is, and he needs at least a mid defense. He needs a defense that's going to put in the effort,
Look,
He
that
needs
wakes up and realize you're in a fucking football game. Like let's stop. Let's stop
he,
them.
he needs a defensive end. That's all he needs.
yeah,
They might not even get one of them.
they might not.
What happened, Jess?
What happened?
He needs a better coach. I honestly believe he needs a better coach.
Well, I hope it's not the coach making this decision to not sign Shamar Stewart, but he's still not signed. It's been the whole process from April to now. He still has not signed his rookie contract because they're trying to fuck him over. That's what they're trying to do, and he's not allowing that. And with every pretty much second round pick getting fully guaranteed contracts or the majority of their contract guaranteed, he's probably looking for something just like that. And also without the clause in it. And it's tough because like I was reading the article and it said that since he declared for the draft as a junior, I don't think they said that he would have to like sue the college of Texas A&M to try to get another year of eligibility in the article.
What?
And I'm like, that's insane. So like he's not doing that. So at some point they will give in and just sign him to the damn contract that he wants. Because it's not like he's asking for anything egregious either. Like, if they were so hesitant about his statistical output at Texas A&M, about who he is as a player, why fucking draft him? Why? Like, this shouldn't be... Like, if you were a smart organization and you're like, this guy...
But this is why.
Go ahead, Jess. Go ahead. Just say it. Say it. We know what you're going to say. Say it.
What am I gonna say?
The Bengals are fucking shit. This is why they're awful. Because of this.
No, I was gonna say this is why I feel like Joe Burrow has to really consider: is this where you want to stay? Because if the organization is going to do moves like this, you are going to have something in Cincinnati. You are, because, and I don't want to say he's going to have a terrible career. He's not going to have a terrible career, but like you said, you draft when they want to draft a player and then literally fuck him over before he plays anything for you. It's sort of like, what is the thought process? How is this part of strategy? How does this help you? And it's like when the front office is treating people like that and they're coming, it's like, this is not the leadership that's going to get you to a Super Bowl. This is not the organization that's going to give you what you need and when you need them. This organization is truly willing to let your talents go to waste. So I feel like they have, if he plays great and they still suck and they don't make it to the playoffs, he needs to get the fuck out of there. Like, you don't need to waste any more time with that team. You really don't. Don't feel obligated. Fuck that. Get the fuck out of there. Save yourself. You're too great. He's too great to just because little things like that says a lot. And all you need to do is just keep building little stupid things like that. Don't sign this player, give him a crappy deal, make this player beg. Just treat your locker room like crap. That's gonna eat away. I can't sustain anything. So it's a terrible look. Like, training camp starts tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yep.
Like, this is the week everyone pretty much returns. The veterans return. So it's like, what? I don't know.
And then the Trey Hendrickson situation, like, they're just awful at trying to keep their players. It's getting to that point.
That's what I'm saying. These little, it's like building blocks it's Jenga. They're playing Jenga.
Not great.
And our poor
either.
guy. Well, no, they're gonna lose the game. They're gonna make it all crash on our boy, on my Yellowstoner. I'm coming for heat. 2-hour league, hands off.
That's fair enough. Hey, you gotta draft him with
You will control that.
Hey, listen, you gotta draft him with the first overall pick for you to get him. You gotta take him first round because I'm getting him in the second. Oh man,
Well, no, we have to see what.
I mean, to me, like, it's just the most Bengals situation you could think of, where, yay, they signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they did something good, and then, oh, they can't sign their first round pick, like, and he might go back to college, which is crazy to think about. Like, no player's ever done that before in the modern era, and it's like, it just shows that this organization is so inconsistent with how they are. Like, they take a step, they go a step forward and a step back.
Well, they signed T. Higgins and Jamar Chase because Joe Burrow came out publicly and said they need to sign them. Like, he literally had to embarrass the shit out of them, and that's why if he never would have spoken up for them, they could still be in this. They probably could have never been signed.
Then Joe Burrow needs to come out and say we need to sign Shamar Stewart, because apparently that's the only way it works.
He's going to do that for everybody. He's going to do that for every player that he can.
Yes,
you have to. At this point, you have to.
Quarterback, wide receiver,
then
safety,
why don't you just
GM,
make him
coach.
the GM? Make him the GM and the quarterback.
He's the owner, the assistant offensive coach, the quarterback coach, the offensive coach. He coaches defense sometimes.
Mayor
He's
of
the head
Cincinnati
coach.
as well. He's in the
Mayor of
government
Cincinnati.
politics. I mean, he's talking about paving the roads in Cincinnati now. He's talking about how to use taxpayers' money for the budget.
He's trying to make tourist attractions so people actually go to Cincinnati because nobody's going to Cincinnati.
Only for him, and it's just
Only
a
for
statue
him.
of him, right? It's so funny. Just a statue of my
He's in Ohio, so he's already at a negative.
Yo, but I mean, it sucks. The Bengals fucking suck. I mean, they fucking suck. It's not even like they're not even worth commentary at this point. They fucking suck.
Next.
They're awful. Jess, let's talk about our reactions for the Jets re-signing or extending Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. Let's talk about it, Jess. How do we feel?
I'm all for it.
Man,
I'm all for it.
Jess.
I know Daniels. If it was up to Daniel, you'd have nobody. We wouldn't have a team because then nobody has to get paid.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
But I say, why not? Why not? I mean, there's new team. I mean, new GM, new head coach. You got rid of Aaron Rodgers. You brought in Justin Fields. It's like you're trying to start a new culture. You need to keep those who have real promise, who are still performing, who are any other team in the league would snatch either one of these guys up.
Yep.
So I'm happy that they've signed them. The money, it's like I'm happy that they just signed them, that they offered them something. It's a miracle they gave them that. So just
yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
You have them while they're young. What?
I'm looking at Daniel shake his head about when we get to these money talks. This isn't the old NFL. Money's different now. We can't just be expecting to sign these great talents to only $15 million a year. That's not how shit flies no more. It's just not how it does. And especially when Garrett Wilson, a 3-time 1,000-yard receiver, right? With Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, Mike White, Daniel, am I missing anybody?
Tim Tebow, Bryce Petty, who was Christian Hackenberg.
Yeah, just a bundle of shit quarterbacks. Just boom, that he has had to play with. Still 1,000 yards every single year. He's your best receiver right now, and he's probably top 15 to 10. Or it's interchangeable, however you want to guess it. But he's a really, really, really good receiver, right? And you get him a quarterback to give him the ball, he's getting 1,000 yards easy. Sauce Gardner, I think he's the top 10 corner of the league, hands down. Whether or not he plays up to top 5 or top 3 status is a different question in a year. But I do think that he is a really good corner. It's just that sometimes with these corners, and I was thinking about it today to myself, and I was like, man, playing cornerback is just a volatile position. Like, one year you could be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then the next year you're irrelevant. So it's kind of tough to evaluate these corners and, pay them all this money, because in reality, you're just hoping that they don't get a knee injury and fall off a cliff. But you don't want to think that way, because that's not, like, you can't, because then you'll never pay anybody, right? You got to pay. You have to pay somebody.
Anyone can lose their knee.
Yes.
In the game, so it's like you can't live like that.
Yeah, you have to pay somebody, and everybody is trying to reset the market nowadays. I don't think these contracts are as bad as they look. I think that these GMs and the owners, they probably are looking at these deals like, all right, within the first 2 years, if it doesn't work out, we could cut them and not have too much dead cap on our hands if we really need to, and we can get out of this contract pretty scot-free. So I don't think that they're, like, crippling themselves making these moves like the 49ers.
Themselves, and I think it's important that you sign them now, because what if both of them have a much better year than they did last year? They would have been asking for more. You would have had to pay them more.
Yeah.
And the name of the game is not to pay them more. Pay them what's good now, so we can shut them up for now. You don't have to worry about them next year holding out, and now this team wants to fight. Now they're done with the rookie contract. Now everybody wants their hands on them. It's like, no, we can get them locked in now. Lock them in now.
Yeah.
Why do we have to worry about these pieces next year? Because guess who you know who they'd rather pay attention to next year, especially if it doesn't work out this year? Justin Fields. Let's minimize the problems where we can. Let's worry about other positions next year and who we need to sign next year. But these two guys, they want to stay with us. They have been openly saying they want to be New York Jets. I don't know why, but they say they want to be with us. So let's make them happy and let's keep them here. I mean, yeah, Garner did not have Sauce Garner. He did not have a great. It wasn't great last year, but he's still like, what is it in his fourth year, his third year? Like next, like he's allowed to have an off year. It was off for everyone. It was a terrible team last year. They were just terrible. But I think if they play much better and they start winning, you're gonna be happy, Daniel, that we paid them what we paid them. Because next year it would have been a lot more.
Yeah. And also now that they have Justin Fields not like getting paid out the ass, they kind of have cap flexibility to where they can sign these guys to these deals, and it kind of not hurt them financially because they're not paying a quarterback $45 million a year. So it kind of works in their favor with these deals because then you
That's
get.
what I'm saying. Now was the time. The timing was just right.
Yeah. Daniel,
Do I have the floor?
go ahead.
Okay. I want to first off say this. In the background right now, I have Jerry Maguire. So we're having.
You know what Jerry would say? You know what Jerry would say?
So
You
we're
know what he
having.
would say?
It's very topical what we're talking about with that movie. I'm
What
literally at
channel
the
is that?
point where Rod Tidwell gets hurt. That's pretty funny too.
What
Um,
channel is that?
it's on BBC America. Shout out BBC America.
What channel is that? I have Spectrum. What channel is that?
Lewis cut this out.
It's okay.
No, this is funny.
It's funny. Yeah.
What channel is it? Well, I don't have.
I didn't even know
channel.
we had BBC America. We have BBC America?
Yeah.
All right.
I can look for it.
She could look for it. She could look for it. Go ahead, D.
66.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, thanks.
It's at the end though. It's almost over, so it's up to you. Anyway, look. So I'll say this. I do not disagree with a lot of what you guys said, and I said it in the video. Go watch the video. That I do love Garrett Wilson's contract. I am happy that he resigned, and I'm happy that the Jets re-signed him. He's been a pillar of consistency on this team. He's had 1,000 yards every year. I think he deserved the contract that he got. I think it's a very fair contract that he got. And I'm happy that he's here because at least I know that even if he's not a number one receiver, he's going to be a two, and you have that option that at least you have that guy who you can not only build as a one, but also build as a secondary option if you need to, if he gets to that point. Because potential is still wide open, right? So I do think signing Garrett Wilson, I have no issue with. And I think it helps your locker room, it helps your camaraderie, and it helps your team going forward. Like the last Jet that was like a long-term guy that I can remember is Nick Mangold. Right? Like that's the last Jet who's been here for the longest time that didn't go anywhere else. Muhammad Wilkerson left. Other players left. But, Nick Mangold stayed the whole career. So I'm happy Garrett Wilson is here and signed. He's going to be here for a while. I have no problem with that. Sauce Gardner as well. I'm happy they re-signed him. I'm happy that he decided to stay. He's been begging for it. You love to see that as a fan. Somebody who begs to stay on your team is a great thing to see. My big thing and my big issue with the contract is that I feel like Sauce is right now, because what have you done for me lately in this league? This is what I said in the video. Right now, he is a very inconsistent cornerback. He has great moments and he has bad moments. He has a great year, he had a bad year. I would have preferred, because you had 2 years left on his contract currently, I would have preferred if we see how this year plays out, and if he earns that money that he had his rookie year that we saw him play that well, where he was a top 10 cornerback in this league, because last year he was not. If he earns that, top 10 quarterback money, I would have had no problem paying for it. But there was also the possibility that he could have a similar year that he had last year, where it wasn't good. So that's where I have the issue of giving him $30 million. That's a lot of money to commit to a guy who's inconsistent right now. Right? That's my issue with it. So I don't mind that he resigned. I think the price is a little too high. I would have went maybe 20 to 25 on the deal, just to see, because at least you have that flexibility still, that if you need to move him or cut him, you can. You're not eating too big of a bullet. But 30 million to me was a lot to pay Sauce Gardner right now. And I think the Jets are going to bank on the fact that he will have a bounce back year. And that's fine. I think he will too. But we cannot ignore the fact that he could also have a really bad year again. Because we just don't know.
That's possible.
That's my thing. We don't know. So I would have liked to at least wait and see what could have happened. And if he had a great year again, I would have put my hands up and say, pay that man his money. But the truth is that I don't know, you don't know, and the Jets don't know. It is now up to Sauce Gardner to play up to this contract, because if he doesn't, then it's going to be a real big issue down the line. But I am happy that they both re-signed, that they both got decent deals, they both got paid. They're both Jets. That's a good thing. I'm happy that we have talent that we can build on. That's a good thing. And by the way, I do think Sauce, at worst, is a secondary corner. He's a second cornerback. I think that's the worst he'll ever get to. But he can be a top 3 cornerback in this league. I truly believe. That's his range. He's that good. So I don't think it'll be a waste I don't think he'd be bad enough to where he'll be like a terrible cornerback. But 30 million for a number 2 guy isn't great. But regardless, I think paying him and Garrett helps. It builds chemistry. It keeps longevity on the team. It builds a culture and a locker room of pillars that stay there for a long time. That's a good thing. That's a good sign. That's what healthy organizations do. That's what the Jets need to get to. This is a good step towards that. But I feel in the long run, this kind of could end up being another Jet move that bites them in the ass again. Right? I could very easily see that happen. That's where I'm coming from. I don't want that to happen. I don't think that will happen, but I think there's a possibility of that happening. So I don't think Sauce is a bad cornerback, but I do think the price point is a little too high for me. But I think Garrett's contract and Wilson's contract, I'm fine with. Fine with it. Sauce thinks a little bit too high. I don't love it. I can live with it if he has a good year. If he has a bad year, then I'm going to be kicking and screaming and bitching. But it's up to him now. He has to deliver on the contract that was placed on him. So we'll see what he does. But it's going to be up to him and how much of a bounce back year he has.
I'm looking at these contract numbers. So obviously Gardner's getting paid the most by $100,000, which is one thing that I kind of hate for these new guys nowadays. They all want to be the guy to set the market value for everybody. So it doesn't matter how much over I am over the next guy behind me. As long as I'm over, I'm good. This guy was like, 30 million is not enough. And they were like, so what do you want? That's all we can give you. Give me 100K more. Put in a signing bonus. It's like, bro, shut up. Like, you're making that endorsements, you're fine, right? But he wanted to do that. Then you got J.C. Horn. Honestly, Patrick Surtain, he's the best corner probably in the league, and he's only getting paid $24 million. Chef's kiss on whoever orchestrated that contract. Chef's kiss for the Broncos. Jalen Ramsey's getting paid. A.J. Terrell, Denzel Ward, Marshawn Lattimore. And I will say that Gardner has, at least on this list, I'm looking at Derek Stingley and I'm looking at Patrick Surtain, to be right in that group with those guys of just like elite talent. He does need to be more consistent though, right? And he needs to stop being as handsy as he is. And last year, you know what? I'll chalk it up to the defense, and the whole organization was just kaputzed. You know what I mean? Not everybody played their best. I'll chalk it up to that. So This
And
will
that's
be
fine.
a good test because now if they start looking awful again and he also starts playing awful again, like if he's like the lone bright spot on that team, it's different. But if he is also playing awful with the team, then we have a problem. Got a big fucking problem. Because I'm looking at all this money and I'm like, so you're telling me that 40 million guaranteed at sign and 85 million guaranteed in total, and we're looking like this?
But see, that's my point, is that you don't know what he could be.
That's true.
And that's why I would have at least wanted to wait to the end of this year before I offered him that amount of money. And I get it. It's a good thing because it takes the headache out of training camp, and God knows New York media will be all over this like water on rice. It would be a big talking point in Jets camp. It would be. But I think as an organization, I wouldn't have mind if they would have stood their ground and say, you have to prove this contract before we give it to you. And hey, you might get more, but you have to prove it. That was my point. Fair?
Some fair points.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at this contract. The potential out that the Jets have in 2029. No, pretty much what, $3 million in dead cap. Smoking on that. Whoever orchestrated this deal as well. Cooking with that one, because then after 2029 they would have to pay him $38 million.
Yeah.
So if he stinks, the most you'll pay him is $28 million. Not too bad, right? Not too bad. You'll take that, especially if you know next year he's off the team, so you're gonna get that money back. So shout out to them, and shout out to T.J. Watt. We already touched on this, but I'll just touch on it briefly. He's fantastic. He's either the best pass rusher in the league or the second best. He's already a guaranteed Hall of Famer at this point. And he's what makes that defense tick in Pittsburgh. And he's fantastic. Yeah. I don't think we have anything else to say about that. Great contract. He deserved it. Just like Myles Garrett did. Beautiful. Perfect.
Again, they have to be the highest paid, though.
Yeah, of course they do.
That's the highest
Guys,
paid. By at least 100K.
Guys, come on. Come on, guys. Miles got 40. I want 41.
I want 41. Like, that's it.
That's it. Nothing too crazy, right? That's it. Nothing wild. Juwan Jennings from the 49ers wants a contract extension, or he wants to get traded. He's set to make $7.5 million this next coming year. I think if I am the 49ers, I'm giving him what the Giants gave Darius Slayton. That's what I think Juwan Jennings is. A $12 million guy. That's it. I don't think he's anything more. I don't think he's anything less. He's a $12 million guy. Now, whether they want to give him that contract or have the money to give him that contract is two different things. But if they do have the money, I think $12 million is fair. It's pretty fair for a second, third wide receiver option who's honestly pretty damn good when he actually gets on the field. So not too shabby.
So,
what do you guys think?
The two things I will say is that I agree with you. I do think he's probably worth at least more than what he's making. And the first thing, and just so you can build on this point too, they don't have any other receiver that's more reliable than him. You have Brandon Ayuk, but he just came off with a torn Achilles.
Torn ACL.
So you don't know how ACL, so you don't know how good he'll be going into next year, right? And Ricky Parcell is already on PUP list, so you're not off to a great start in the wide receiver room. So he's really all you really have reliable. But I think the other problem
I think they should pay something, but they can't give him something ridiculous.
Well, they can't because they don't have the money to do that. They've committed so much money into this roster. Brock Purdy, Trent Williams, Brandon Ayuk,
Nick Bosa,
Christian McCaffrey.
Fred
And again,
Warner.
Those pieces are unreliable. They get hurt. Juwan Jennings has been there at least somewhat to a degree where he could be there for 14 to 13 games next year, and you'll get that. So to them, they don't really have much of a choice. That they let him go, then who's there that Brock Purdy throw the ball
And
to?
keep going.
And my last point was going to be Brock Purdy. You know how I feel about it. He needs his toys, and if he has no toys to play with, he's a kid playing around the sand.
Yeah, I think they will pay him because they just don't have a choice. But I don't think that they're going to give him something, not only because they don't have it, but I don't think they're going to try to finagle a way for them to give him something. Yeah, I don't think he has to worry. I think he'll be all right because so far they've been having kind of a quiet off season, less drama than last year, and they seem to be in a much better mood this off season. So I feel like they want to stay on that lane. So I think just to make things easier for themselves, they should just pay him, give him a nice something decent, and just keep moving ahead.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to be a problem for them. This is not a player that you should have a problem with.
Yeah, I 100% agree. If he's asking for anything more than $50 million, though, we could trade you. We're gonna move on because that's just unrealistic. This is not happening. $12 million. We could talk.
I think $12 million is fair. Just give him that. Oh, just give it to him.
They gotta pay a lot more people though.
They do.
Because they're basically on the fringe that they're close to paying scrubs at this point. So they have to really pick and choose who they sign.
That is true. Well, let's talk about another wide receiver, but this one's was almost potentially in jail. Rashee Rice. So he's on 5-year probation, 30 days of jail time that he can serve in those 5 years. And the NFL can finally now suspend Rice for his incident of a hit and run back.
They probably won't suspend him.
No. They said they will suspend him. But they just don't know how many games, though. It could be 4, it could be 6, it could be 8.
I think the rumor is 8. I think that's what I've heard. Is the rumor's 8.
Whoa. Okay. I don't mind that.
I don't mind it either, but they actually have to give it. They actually have to make that it then, because
it is a rumor.
This was a
allegedly taking.
Allegedly.
Our favorite word, allegedly. But him going to jail is official. He's going to serve jail time. That is official.
If I was him, I would ask to do it immediately. Can you ask to do it immediately?
You can ask to do it with whenever within those 5 years. So he could do it next offseason.
Let's do it right now.
But training camp starts tomorrow.
Training camp starts tomorrow.
They're about to be suspended. You're not going to play.
But I don't think you can serve it while you're suspended.
Serve the 30-day jail sentence?
I don't think so. I think because you're still under contract by the NFL, so you can't I don't know. I would say
I'm sure they're going to jail. They're not gonna make you skip.
He's finna serve that time. I don't think he'll do it now. I think maybe he'll do it next offseason.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think next offseason he can do it. I don't think he'll do it during the season at this point.
It's a 30 days. It's a month. You're not playing. You do it now.
So what? He missed September. So what?
I would say there's no reason to create that source of anxiety knowing you're going to go to jail next summer. No, you're going to be suspended for a certain amount of games. It's 30 days. Pull that shit now. Fight it now. Eat it now.
Wait, you're
not going to get on the field.
Don't you think he's probably...
You're lucky you weren't in jail already.
But don't you think he's probably waiting for his suspension sentence to then make that decision? He's waiting.
I'm sure they've given him a heads up. He's not blind in the dark. I'm sure his agents, his managers explained this is pretty much what they're probably going to give you.
I mean, he could do 1 day a month, just for the next 5 years. Just be like, oh, I got to go to jail today, honey. I'll be home tomorrow. All right, bye.
That's ridiculous. But he just needs, I would get that out of the way now. There is no reason. There's no logical reason whatsoever to wait till next season, next off season. You're not playing right away, so you can give up the month now. Get it off the thing,
Yeah.
off the thing, off the register, off the eye, like off the radar. Finish it. Go back to the football. Finish out your suspension. Get ready for your team. And this time next summer, Andy Reid shouldn't have to worry about your ass going to jail for 30 fucking days. No one should be worried about that.
And
It should be
and
dead and gone and been passed.
and maybe Rashee Rice, don't speed on a highway and then leave the scene
The
of the
driver.
crime. How about that? Also, Rashee, maybe please don't do that. How about that? Right? Good. Thanks. Appreciate that, man. How about if you just didn't do that, you would have been cool. But no. All of a sudden, you had to go try to look cool for your boys? What? Okay, fair enough. I think 8 games is fair though. 6 to 8 games.
Yeah.
You can get that. Yeah, fair enough. Now let's go on to the NBA. A lot
Real
of
quick.
signings here. Oh, not a lot. I mean like 3. Marcus Smart signs a 2-year deal with the Lakers. It's good. How does it affect LeBron's legacy? Well, LeBron, he's winning another chip again after this move. Oh, what a needle mover. Guys, this is exactly what the Lakers needed. Marcus Smart is going to play mediocre at best defense, and they're going to win a lot of games. Mark my word. This is what LeBron is staying in LA for. Marcus
This is what he
Smart.
asked for. This is what he asked for. He wanted improvements to the roster.
I mean,
They got it.
Marcus Smart, he's not a bad player. He's solid enough. He can play defense. That's pretty much it. I think he'll be okay. But in a Laker uniform, they always seem to just be shit. So I don't know what they'll be. He could be really, really bad, actually. So you'll never know.
And you know why they did it? Because Luka asked for it too. Luka don't play defense. And he needed somebody to guard up.
Luka's like, phew, I thought I would have had to do something different. Oh,
I would have had to lost more weight.
oh
Oof,
my
thank
gosh,
God.
I could finally drink some beer. All right, let's go. So now we got Bradley Beal. He finally got out of his Phoenix contract. Thank you. And he signed with the Clippers. Clippers looking pretty decent, right? You got James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, now Bradley Beal. Even though Bradley Beal kind of passed his prime, you don't need him to be prime Bradley Beal. You don't need him to drop 30 points a game. You just need him to get you that cool little 15, play some decent defense, and just hit an open 3. That's pretty much it.
I think I think the 3 main problems for the Clippers are going to be doubtful, out, and the second half of a back-to-back. I think those are the 3 main problems for the Clippers. Like, in all honesty.
Yeah, as long as they're healthy, they're a pretty good team. But
And if your team was in 2018, it'd be an all.
I mean, holy shit! If this team was in a 2018 version, they're winning the chip, easy.
Oh yeah.
Without even a question, they're winning the chip.
I don't think it's a bad team. I think it's actually a pretty good team the Clippers have.
Solid team.
But it's like they're not beating the Thunder, or maybe are a little bit better than the Nuggets. Maybe a little bit better than the Timberwolves. They gave the Nuggets a good playoff series, but it's like, sure.
They also signed Brook Lopez too. They got Bradley Beal. They signed somebody else. They traded for John Collins as well, and then I think signed him to an extension, I believe. So they got a lot of good pieces on this team who can play defense, hit an open shot, and I think are going to be really good. I like what Steve Ballmer's doing down there in LA. With Kawhi being the leader.
That's the stadium we gotta go. That's the stadium we gotta go to one day.
Yeah. Sitting up on the wall is cool, but I'm not being a season ticket holder, so I won't sit there. I'll be next to it. We'll be next to the wall.
We'll be next to the wall.
We'll see the wall. We'll see it.
Jeff, you know what the wall in LA?
No.
So basically, it's instead of like a regular like arena where like the stairs kind of go up just like straight like that. It's way more steep and kind of like it acts as like when the other team is shooting free throws. Basically, you have all of the season ticket holders, all of the most like passionate Clippers fans. They're making a bunch of noise. Think of it as like a student section in a college. The students are having fun. They're getting rowdy. They're distracting the players. And overall, it's just the vibe and the atmosphere.
Well, like if you're sitting on it, like you're literally looking down. You don't you're not sitting like parallel and like kind of tilting your head. You're looking straight down. Like it's actually like a wall.
It's terrible.
Yo, you hate atmosphere. You just hate
But
atmosphere.
but Jess, it looks mad cool
No,
though.
but I'm saying I don't like sitting like that. I'm sure it's great and it's fun. I just feel like I'm falling over. No?
No, I don't think they feel that way.
I don't expect that.
No, I think they're fine. But you know who probably isn't fine, or who probably is fine, but I don't get why he made this move. Damian Lillard's back in Portland. I guess he likes mediocrity and an awful city. So
Hey.
Was anyone else
Sometimes
trying to
sometimes you gotta go back to your ex. I mean, sometimes you meet with a new chick on the other side of the world. It's fun. It's exotic. And then something happens. Yeah, you have a big fight. They dump you. You feel hurt. You think about it. You know what? Maybe they actually treated me that bad. It sucked. It wasn't a great relationship, but we had fun sometimes. So we'll go back. That's exactly what happened with Trailblazers and Damian Lillard.
And he's getting paid 3 years, $42 million. I mean, what a way to get a bag. Let me tell you. What a Chad.
And remember, he's not playing this year, so he's getting 20 million off the rip.
My guy. Right there. My guy. So shout out to him. I mean, I guess he just likes it in Portland. And you're also getting paid a good amount of money at your age right now. So good for him. The NBA had their All-Star game. No, not the NBA. The MLB. Baseball had their All-Star game. 7.4 average viewers. That's in the millions. Making it the highest rated All-Star game in sports as of right now. But the viewership is down. I think just All-Star games are just down in general. Unless you're hockey, All-Star games are just down right now. Like, there's nothing, like, exciting about it. Like,
If the
That's
WNBA has
because
their
the
All-Star
players
game,
don't play like it means anything.
but like I feel like with the MLB All-Star game, they do play because they kind of have to. You can't like lob a pitch in there, and like you can't just like not swing a bat. It's like you're kind of forced to play. But like I think the problem is that MLB kind of commands it because it's the only thing on during the, so it grabs your attention to the sport hungry fan. But if WNBA just
Yeah.
had their All Star game, I had no idea about it.
Neither did I. I just started seeing stuff float online. I'm like, it's today?
I think the All Star game again. We've talked about it many times. It's lost all its meaning and all its power and all what it really should stand for. And if they're not gonna care, why should we?
yeah. I just don't know. All-Star games just they've been on like a
But
real
also, but think about it, because All Stars weekend, that used to be a time where you would see all the stars come together. Otherwise, there would be a time where you would see them together. But athletes and celebrities are so accessible to like social media, and they have all these packages. You never have to miss a game from your team, from any team. So it's sort of like there's no like, oh no, they're all going to be on the court together. Like, oh man, we never see them. Like, it's not like there's like there's no pull. There's no like, oh, like wow, it's just, oh, they're playing. Okay.
I just don't care about All-Star games at all. Like when I was a child, sure, and I didn't have social media, it was great. It's a fun time. Be like, oh yay, the All-Star game's on. I'll watch.
Yeah, because the point is like you get to see your stars and you don't see them regularly. So it's like of course you would tune in. But I feel like it's like they become so they're out of reach, of course, because they are where they are, but you see them all day. You can see them anytime you want. And then, it's not like the animosity to like prove you're better than the other. That doesn't exist anymore in like today's sports. So like in the 90s, I'm sure the NBA All-Star game was phenomenal because they were all trying to pick each other. They were all trying to prove that no, they're like, like the Pro Bowl. They used to have pride going to the Pro Bowl. But you you see these people, they're regular schmegulars. There's like no like mystique anymore. It's like, oh yeah, 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 like LeBron, yeah, well, he doesn't have to be at the All-Star game because he's always online. Like we always see him. Like we know what they eat for breakfast. We know who they're dating. It's like things that used to make celebrities attractive don't make them attractive anymore because they're so accessible.
Well,
I just feel like it's just been a lack from all three parties involved, baseball players and fans. There's a
Well, it's a
lack of
combination of everything. I don't think you should blame fans.
well,
Fans are there all season.
but fans are also the one who have to like I want to phrase like it's like they've kind of given up too right now on All-Star games. It's
But
kind of
think
my
about
point.
why.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a trickle down where it starts from MLB, then it goes to the players, and it goes down to the right.
I
Like
feel like
I feel like there's a lack because MLB doesn't care, because the players don't care. Now the fans are not going to care. So now if the fans had a level of effort and care, and like clearly some do because they do sell out All-Star games all the time. There's clearly an appeal to it. But for a viewership and a viewing audience, there's no reason to tune in, check it out, and sit down and dedicate 3 hours something that they're not even going to give a crap for. So unless they start doing it and MLB starts doing it, then everybody comes back up together.
I don't think it's fair to ask the fans to care more than what they already do. I think fans are different from like citizens who vote. When you vote for someone, you have to hold them accountable, right? So you have to show up, you have to complain, you have to revoke your vote. When you're a fan and you're giving money voluntarily to these organizations, I don't think you should ask the fan to care more than the player who gets paid $40 million to fucking show up for All-Star weekend. The fans are already doing their job. They voted for you to get there. Like you said, they already sell out the All-Star game, so fans are still willing to come to the game. They still had some viewership. So fans are already there. They need to show up. The MLB needs to show up. The players need to show up, and this is across all leagues. Stop asking the fan. No, the fans give enough. We give you
But,
all
but
the attention. We voluntarily give you the money. We buy the merch. We pay for the parking. We pay for the concession stands. We pay for the advertisements. We click on the websites. We do it all. Everything you ask for fans, they already do. The only thing fans can do is demand more. And how do you demand more? Unless you ask the fans to just stop caring, because then that's when they start caring, when we stop giving the dollar. So what you could tell fans is don't watch the next game at all. Don't watch the next All-Star game. Don't watch it at all.
that's
Because the
clearly
money is what's going
because
to make us start talking.
but viewership's continuously going down. So that's starting to happen already. So that's my point too. Is now you're starting to lose what was your dedicated viewers are now also starting to turn off as well.
Yeah, so that's something that the organizations and the players need to figure out. That's not something the fans need to figure out.
I'm not saying the fans to figure it out, but I'm saying as if you're MLB and the players, you're clearly seeing your fan dedication is starting to dwindle, and little by
Yeah.
little, it's starting to go down. That's my
But
point. I'm not blaming the fans. I'm not saying the fans need to care, but clearly the fans are losing interest and care in this game that they're not even turning it on anymore to watch it.
yeah, but it's only the All-Star game because they turn around and they watch for the rest of the season. Especially if the team is doing good, they're going to tune in even more, and then the playoffs come. So to me, they're only losing viewership for something that's a scrimmage, an exhibition. And think about all the high stakes our society is all about high stakes now. High stakes, high stakes. And if there's no high stakes, there's no drama, they're not interested. If there was like a specialty like in betting or in like fantasy, like an all like something to truly like make then you would get higher view because the reason why a lot of the NFL their viewership has gone up and really across like sports in general is because people are now betting on games. So they're watching the games, they're watching the highlights. More and more people keep playing these fantasy sports. So now they tune in. So it's like you have to make the All-Star count. And that's the thing, it doesn't count. If it counted, people would care more. But it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to get back to that standard that was clearly set in the 90s and the 80s that completely went away in the 2000s. Because there was a standard to an All-Star game, and that's completely gone.
Yeah. The All-Star games are boring. Sorry. Like they just don't entice me anymore. Like they did back in the day. Maybe they need a nostalgia farm or something. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Maybe put like the
Do you
old
want
TV
like
designs.
like an all-timers All-Star game?
No, like just like an old TV, like the old like NBA TV design or like the old
When you
looking
couldn't see
jerseys or
people's
something.
faces because the film was so terrible.
No, I'm talking about like 2000s, like 2010s. You know what I mean? Like they had good quality. We had good quality in 2010s. It's good quality. We had color. All right. But let's continue on baseball. The Mets and the Yankees need a third baseman. Bad. This is the trade deadline special. Max Fried got hurt, so Yankees are looking for a starting pitcher and a third baseman. Bad, because boy do we need it bad. Can we get pitching? I don't know. We've been linked to the Diamondbacks for Eugenio Suarez and Zach Gallen for like months. Right now, it's just all of a sudden, I hope that they make a deal. But if they don't, then it's typical Yankees. Can't get a deal done. Can't get anything done. It's a lot of pipe dreams. Everybody wants to be Yankee and rumors, but nobody really wants to be Yankee. So, hopefully they can get somebody to fill a void that third base that is left at third base because there's nobody there.
Yeah. The problem with Arizona is that they don't know whether they're good or bad. They're exactly 50-50. So they might even trade their guys. They might feel like, we can make a push here. So that's the issue with the D-backs. And yeah, the Yankees desperately need a third baseman. It's been a black hole for a long time. You cut DJ LeMahieu, Jazz didn't work out there, whatever. I think if you're the Mets, I think here's the problem, right? You have basically 4 guys who could play third base. Brett Baty, Mark Vientos, Ronnie Mauricio, and Jeff McNeil, right? You're basically using these next 2 weeks to figure out if you need to trade for a third baseman. Because if Mark Vientos can hit again like he did last year, you don't need to. If Ron Mauricio can prove that he can be an MLB bat, which he hasn't done since the All-Star break, maybe you don't need to. If Brett Baty can prove he can be consistent at a big league level, you don't need to trade for third baseman. And if you could find another spot for Jeff McNeil to play, he could play third. So you have options there. I think what the Mets really need is a bullpen because their bullpen is in shambles. It is an absolute mess. Edwin Diaz has been great, but you have no bridge. It's basically whoever's feeling good that day. and maybe we'll give up a run or two to get Edwin Diaz. But it's been a big problem for the Smith bullpen. I would like to see him prioritize that over third base. If one of those four guys I mentioned can step up, because they have to. Either Mark Vantos or Rashee or Beatty especially. Those are going to be the key guys. Because if you feel like in the next 2 weeks they can provide a big bat and a big playoff bat, then you don't need a third baseman. But I feel like going down the line, if they don't do that, then third base becomes a priority, and you need to bolster this lineup because averaging 4 runs a game with this bullpen is not going to work. So I would say the Mets really need to get bullpen. I like Alexis Diaz could be an option. I wouldn't go after starting pitching. I think I'm sending out confidence with throwing. Need that because you're getting Senga back. Manaea is looking good. You have David Peterson. I think you have a good 3 right there. Clay Holmes looking decent. He can go back in the bullpen if he needs to. So I don't think starting pitching is a real necessity, but I definitely think bullpen is a priority. I think that's where the Mets should be targeting going into the trade deadline in the next week or two.
And now we have UFC 318 reactions. Dustin Poirier is retired officially. He lost his last fight to Max Holloway. The Diamond. Max Holloway still the BMF. He got chinned in his last fight. Don't let the belt fool you. He got chinned bad. So shout out to Dustin Poirier for a legendary career. Interim champion. Almost beat Khabib by a guillotine. I don't know how he did it. Almost did it.
I don't know how he did that.
I don't know how he put up a decent fight against Islam Makhachev, but he did. I mean, he's just a gamer, man. He goes out there and he likes to fight. He beat Conor McGregor in the second and third fight pretty convincingly as well. I mean, that was pretty much his prime when he was fighting those Conor McGregor fights. And, probably should have been for the title, thinking back on it, only because Dana White was like, Khabib, no, please, come back, please. Even though Khabib was like, no, I'm not coming back. You're weird. Why are you still talking to me? So, shout out to Dustin Poirier. Max Holloway, you should probably fight Charles Oliveira next. Sure, that could be fun. A little fun scrap for the BMF belt. I don't like the BMF belt. I think it's horrific. I think it's a terrible idea. I think it's very WWE-ish. No offense. But it's very gimmicky. You just got chinned in your last fight, and now we talking about, I'm the baddest motherfucker. You got chinned. What do you mean? You mean bad as in like garbage? Not bad as in like, oh yeah, I'm tough. I don't get it. So I think he should fight. Charles next. That's a good fight. On similar schedules. Fight at the end of the year. Fight at the beginning of the year. Put it as like a fight night card. BMF title on the line. January on ABC. Sure, why not? That'll be fun.
Arguably, the BMF belt should never be on pay-per-view.
No. Should never. But Dana White's like, we don't have a title fight because we're a terrible company? Yeah?
Yeah.
I get the BMF on there. Throw it on.
Max, you good? You good? You got chinned? Don't worry about it.
Fuck it. Go on.
Yeah.
Go ahead. But
you're gonna fight Dustin the third time. It's gonna be great.
I didn't even see the card, but I heard some reactions to it. It was okay. It was an alright card. Nothing too crazy. Nothing to write home about.
Of course, when we bet on Kevin Holland to win his fight, he loses. When we don't bet on Kevin Holland to fight, he still loses. So
yeah, losing to D-Rod by decision, not a good look. But Kevin Holland just doesn't care because he's free-spirited and doesn't like media obligations.
Yeah.
What a loser. What a dork. Hey, listen, Kevin, we don't know what a 45-70 is. Stop talking about it. Just win fights. How are you not beating Daniel Rodriguez at this point?
Kevin Holland's always going to sit between unranked and 10th in welterweight. Like, he's never going to break the top 10 in welterweight.
No.
Just never.
No, he won't.
Same with Danny Ige. Michael Johnson had a good fight. I heard good things about that fight.
Good for him.
And Paulo Costa versus Kopolov.
Yeah, Costa looked good. He looked
Yeah.
real good in that fight, but like, can we get that more often? How about more than once a year, Paulo? How about that? That would be
Please.
nice. It'd be very
It
sweet.
will be cool.
I would appreciate it, actually.
But yeah, Dustin, great career, 30-10, great record, Hall of Famer for sure. And he went out with a bang. You know, he made a business decision at the end there. But he went out with a bang. And yeah, the BMF belt is stupid and dumb and just doesn't make any sense. But you know, we got a cool fight out of it, so I'll take it.
Yeah, man. It was actually a pretty cool fight, and knowing that somebody is gonna retire after it, and knowing that it's their last fight, and still trying to like go out there and swing, that just shows the level of like character you are to be like, what kind of fighter you are, and
Yeah.
you hold it to your sleeve. You're like, man, I'm going down with my sword, man. That's what it is, man. And he did. So shout out to
It was a
Dustin
long
Poirier.
fight too.
Long fight. It went the full 5 rounds.
Yeah, which is crazy.
So shout out to Dustin. Legendary career, Hall of Famer. Shout out to him.
Yep.
Great guy. But now we're tired. It's 1:37. We're going to bed. This has been the Get Back. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we will see you guys next week with more Get Back. Yay.
Better get back. We'll be better.
Sure.
Good night, everybody.
I didn't
Take
say we
care.
were bad. I was just saying we were bad.
Peace.
Peace.